He was quite controlling, not as overtly as my ex-husband, but to a degree where I soon began to feel stifled and suffocated by the relationship. He didn't like me going out with the few friends I had, as he was worried I would meet somebody else more deserving of me. Well, I understand now that it was his issue and his lack of confidence and self-belief being projected onto me. But at the time, I wasn't aware of it, and it was easier to decline invitations and to play the dutiful wife. He was quite controlling financially as well. He suggested that because I had been bankrupt, all of my income should be paid into his account, and he would give me a monthly allowance. Now, on the face of it, this was ideal, but it meant that I had to account to somebody else exactly what I was spending my own money on. And it's not that I was spending it on anything frivolous or anything that I shouldn't, but I didn't have the freedom that I was used to. And it also meant that he would quite often say to me, well, I can buy you that, leaving me feeling that he was buying me. And I very quickly felt that I was in another conditional relationship where outwardly he was showing signs of loving me and treating me like a princess, buying me pretty much anything I wanted or that I asked for. But it also meant that if I declined his advances in any way or for any reason, he would immediately ask, well, don't you love me anymore? Is there someone else? And this became very wearing. And before long, I was questioning whether or not he really was my perfect partner. Now, old habits die hard, and I found myself in a relationship that I knew was wrong again. I ignored the niggling little voice in the back of my head telling me that, and I just put up with it. Well, have you ever done that? I think we all do it at times, ignore that inner voice or gut instinct. And I looked at all the material belongings we had. Beautiful house, nice cars. He bought me a convertible. We had lovely clothes, good holidays, and we ate out often. We had good food at home. But most of all, we were a family. And I constantly shushed that little voice telling myself that I was being ungrateful. But in the back of my mind, I was asking myself, why aren't I happy? Why am I so ungrateful? Isn't this just what a perfect relationship looks like? And for the first time in my life, I was in a relationship that I couldn't get out of. I couldn't afford to leave it as I had no access to any money other than my allowance. I couldn't pull together the deposit I would need for a flat. So I told myself to just put up with it, shut up, and stop being ungrateful.